I've sat across from people mid-awakening more times than I can count, doing readings, doing mass alignment sessions, and almost every one of them arrives with the same checklist, like they're reading off a form. I can't sleep, haven't slept properly in weeks, heart racing for no reason, just sitting still, doing nothing, and it's pounding like you just ran somewhere. Crying in the car, crying in the shower, with no trigger they can point to. A ringing in the ears that wasn't there before, and this constant exhaustion. And the one that scares them the most are moments where they don't feel like they're inside their own body. It's like watching themselves from somewhere just off the side. Every one of them has already Googled it, and every one of them found the same answer. You're ascending. Your vibration's rising. This is your awakening. And I know this intimately because off and on, I've experienced nearly every one of them for years. And I want to share with you something most spiritual content won't. That checklist isn't your soul doing anything. It's your nervous system. And calling it an upgrade is exactly why people stay stuck in it for years instead of weeks. Here's the industry's version. Discomfort means growth. Growth means ascension. So you push through, meditate harder, cleanse more, surrender fully, because the symptoms are proof it's working. Except that framing has a problem, and it treats a body in distress as a body doing something spiritually correct. And the field doesn't work that way. It doesn't reward you for suffering through it, even if it's prettier. It mirrors, it reflects back what's emotionally dominant. And right now, for most people running this checklist, what's dominant is a nervous system that's been quietly deregulated for years, and it's just started making noise. Now look, I'm not saying your experiences aren't real. They are. And when you're exhausted, anxious, or feeling like you're vibrating out of your skin, you're not necessarily activating. You're in a state of high compression. Think of your nervous system as an engine of your human vehicle. When you've been carrying emotional static, ancestral patterns, past life loops, trauma, that static creates tension. The body holds that tension as a protective measure. It's like a bodyguard that's been working overtime, keeping you in a permanent state of survival. And most spiritual teachers will tell you to just breathe through it or transcend the ego. But if your vehicle is stuck in a loop of fight or flight, telling it to transcend is like telling a car engine to ignore the knock in the block. It doesn't work. The popular advice is actually a form of spiritual bypassing. It's trying to jump the car before you fix the wiring. You're not being asked to transcend, you're being asked to regulate. I wrote about this in Anamnesis. The soul is never lost, wounded, or fragmented. It's compressed. Think of it this way. Consciousness is vast, it's spacious, it's aware of everything at once. And when it enters the density of a human lifetime, it's like light entering a narrow corridor into a funnel. The light doesn't dim, it's condensing, it compresses. It gets shaped by the walls it moves through, the body, the nervous system, the lineage, the beliefs. Each one tightening the beam a little more. By the time you're an adult, that full vastness has been packed into something small. And you feel the pressure, and it shows up as an ache, an emptiness, as a low hum that something vital is missing, even when everything looks fine on paper. Or as the kind of exhaustion that sleep just never seems to touch. That's compression. You see, this isn't a spiritual flaw, it's a physical process. And here's the part that's often overlooked. Compression doesn't unwind because you think your way out of it. The soul doesn't decompress. The body does. It's the vehicle, it's the doorway. And it only relaxes its grip when it feels safe enough to do so. So, when the layers start to loosen, when a loss cracks something open, or a practice actually goes somewhere, or coherence finally starts to rise, that isn't silence arriving, that's noise. That's the checklist you Googled. That's the beam starting to widen, and everything that was packed in tight starting to move. When you finally stop trying to awaken and start trying to regulate, something interesting happens. The anxiety drops. The disassociation fades. And you start to find a sense of body-soul coherence. The vehicle stops trying to save itself from itself and starts working for you. And this is where science backs all of it up. Stephen Porges spent 40 years researching just one nerve, the vagus nerve. the biological switchboard that decides whether your body is in protection mode or in connection mode. Decades of research went behind this. When that nerve is calm, or high vagal tone, the body opens. Breath deepens, the heart rhythm stabilizes, the senses widen instead of narrowing. You start to perceive the world as it is, instead of through the lens of your fear. But when the vagal tone drops and the nerve flips into defense, the door shuts instantly. It doesn't ask you for your permission. Your breath goes shallow, vision tightens, the chest locks, thoughts start to loop. Everything narrows down to just getting through the moment instead of being in it. That's your racing heart. It's an old alarm firing in a body that's finally coherent enough to feel it clearly. That's your insomnia. The system renegotiating what it's willing to call safe enough to power down. And this is why breath is so important. A long, slow exhale is one of the only tools in the human system that can override fight or flight. It sends a signal straight along the nerve to the brainstem that says, in plain language, we're safe, you can stand down. And that's measurable. Heart rate variability shifts within seconds of a longer exhale. HeartMath has spent 30 years on the other half of this. The heart produces the strongest electromagnetic field in the body, stronger than the brain's, and it broadcasts more signal up to the brain than the brain sends down. So coherence was never a spiritual achievement. It's the measurable state where the nervous system, the breath, the heart rhythm, and the awareness all line up. And you can't fake it. You can't chant your way into it or visualize your way around a nervous system that believes the house is on fire. You can only breathe it down, exhale by exhale, until it stops fighting long enough to let you back in. Here's the one that people miss most often. That floating, the watching yourself from the outside feeling. This is one that scares people because it feels like leaving. Well, it isn't. When the body's in survival mode, awareness goes to one of two places: hypervigilance or disassociation. Two states, same route. Hypervigilance is the body bracing for what's coming. Disassociation is the body stepping back from what already happened. Neither one is your soul checking out. It's an old defense, one that once kept a younger nervous system from feeling something it couldn't survive all the way through. And it's running again now. Nothing to do with you leaving your body spiritually, but because some part of you learned a long time ago that leaving was safer than staying. Now, just to be clear, none of this is a diagnosis. I'm not here to tell you what your body means medically. If something on this list is severe or won't let up, a doctor needs to see you before a video does. What I'm naming is the layer underneath what's already being checked out. The meaning your nervous system is trying to hand you. And if you felt like you already cleared this, and then it came back, that's the natural pattern this is built from. See, healing moves in spirals, never in straight lines, because you're built in spirals. Think of the Fibonacci sequence. Right? A breakthrough doesn't erase a wound all at once. It clears what was visible at the level you were ready to see it. Then coherence rises a little more, the body gets a little safer than it was, and it reveals the next layer underneath. That's the spiral. You don't loop back because you missed something, you loop back because you were finally ready for something deeper. The more aligned you get, the faster the spiral turns. What took years to surface the first time takes months the second time. What took months takes days. The system processes faster because it's starting to trust you. If you're running that list right now, the sleep, the heart, the tears with no trigger, the ringing, the drifting outside your own body ungrounded, I'm not going to tell you it's your soul waking up. Your soul is never asleep. It's never lost, fragmented, or damaged. It is compressed. And what you're feeling right now is compression finally starting to let go. The discomfort isn't proof you're doing it right. The discomfort is just what decompression feels like on the way through. If you've been calling this an awakening, and for the most part it feels like falling apart, I mapped the whole mechanism out in Anamnesis, in particular the nervous system chapters. Links below if you want the rest of the map. Start wherever you're drawn. The thread will find you. Thank you.